There was a time in my life where the band was everything. It was more important than my marriage, it was more important than my family, my friends. It was just everything. And you get in this kind of weird relationship with your work where you rise and fall with it, you know. So as long as it was going great, hey, you know, boy genius thing. Now I realize that if I do other things that I can invest in and I can learn different things, then when I come back to the band, it feels really fresh to me.
Your father was a musician. Do you think if he were not into music that you would have gone into something else?
That's a really good question. You know, no one's ever asked me that. That's why you're good. There is the aspect that my father was a musician and I loved music, and of course it's in the family genes. But the way my father lived had so much to do with the way that I viewed life, that even if I wasn't a musician, I sort of lived like a musician, thought like a musician. I grew up with like people getting stoned in the basement all night and waking up and there would be mirrors with Coke all over it, and all these different people coming together, whether it was through, you know, the drug use or the rock and roll or just the party that was going on. And so it defined the way I looked at the world, so I don't know how to look at the world any other way.
Why did you say I wasn't raised to have a life?
You know, it's a difficult set of circumstances. One, it was an abusive situation. Two, I have a special needs brother who was born when I was 8. So from 8 on, my whole life revolved around my special needs brother. So I wasn't raised to take care of myself. I wasn't raised with a set of values that would assist me in the world. I was raised to take care of somebody else, and I had no system by which to deal with the pain that I was being put into because of the abuse. So you wake up, you're 18, okay, you dust yourself off, I'm going to be an adult, I'm going to live my life, I'm going to be an artist. And it was all fine and good, basically. It all kind of made sense. My path led me to the band. And it wasn't until the first album came out and those reviews started coming in and that other level of pressure, and it was just like something snapped in my head and I was like, I don't know how to do this. And then I realized I have no capacity to live like a normal person, had no reference point, nobody to look up to, and still I have a very strange life. I don't know what people would imagine I live like, but I live a very modest life, although I have a nice house and good friends. My actual life is very, very small. It's a guitar, it's a book. I don't have a posse, I don't run around with a gang of people. A very small world, and there was a time where I would have been proud about that, like, you know, check me out, I'm edgy. I'm actually kind of ashamed of it. I don't know how to just do things like normal people. I don't have that skill set, and I haven't learned it. And certainly celebrity just sort of contributed to my own grandiosity, which, you know, delayed growing up another 10 years.
I read the news today, oh boy.
This stage of your life and your career, are you into the Beatles as much as you have always been?
The Beatles, more than anyone, legitimized the idea that music is art, that it belongs in the halls of collegiate study. And of course now there's classes where you can study the music of the Beatles.
Well, maybe one day they'll have a Pumpkins class.
It would be Smashing Pumpkins, a study in musical destruction, comma, and suicide prevention. It'd be something, they have to put 2 classes together. I was trying to make a good joke there. The idea came across.